This is the spending and budget log for the average college student by Reed Sanders and Morgan Kennedy. We had 3 different topics to choose from, and the reason that we chose this particular one is that as college students, we typically don't make a lot of money, but we try to be as independent as possible. So in order to do that, it is important to keep track of where your money goes when you get your paycheck. So this is our summary page. As you can see, we have our table of contents up here at the top with a link to each month. We have our budget summary here to the left, which summarizes all of the months we have covered. We have 4 different months covered, and the difference of the income and expenses here at the bottom. We have our average income and expenses over the course of the 4 months and the average difference of those 4 months. And then if we scroll down, here are our expenses by type. We decided to break these up into 3 separate parts, into fixed, variable, and wants. Fixed expenses are typically going to be if you live on your own in an apartment or something where you have to pay your internet, television, car payment, gym membership, maybe even rent or something like that. Variable expenses are going to be your groceries, transportation, electric bill, water bill. These are expenses that you know you're going to have each month. You just don't know how much you are wanting or able to spend on each of these things. And then here are your wants here at the bottom. These are the fun things, the things that you want to do with your friends, whether you want to go out to eat, go to a movie, go bowling, maybe shop a little bit. So this is mostly going to be your money that is left over. So we did a pie chart of all of the total expenses over the 4 months. And as you can see right here in the gray area, this is what we spent the most money on over the 4 months, which was, of course, the car payment. If you have a newer car, then your payments are going to be bigger and take up more of your paycheck. If you have a used car or a car that your parents bought for you, it might look different, but in this student's case that we made, the car payment was going to be the most. And the second most, of course, was the groceries. Have to have food to survive, so we use more money with groceries than with anything else. And then here towards the bottom, we're going to go to our first month. So in month 1, this student had a monthly income of $375, which was the same as the estimated, which totaled down to $755 for the entire month, which was a little bit more than what we estimated. So we have $5 extra to spend. And we have all of these broken down into expenses by type again, and it looks like we stayed a little bit below budget, about $15 below budget. And if you needed to change any of these, let's say that we spent a little bit more on our groceries, then it will change the total here at the bottom. And if we go down, here's our summary for the entire month. So it shows that we have that extra $20 in total because we made a little bit extra during our income phase, and then we spent a little bit less in our expenses. So we decided to do a bar chart to compare the estimated versus the actual. The estimated here is in blue, the actual is in orange. And Of course, with this month, we actually stay below budget, which is great. We could use that extra money for savings or whatever we needed to use it for, put it towards an emergency fund. And then here at the bottom, we have our spending log. And our spending log just breaks down the expenses over the course of each individual day. And as you can see, we have it broken into each week of the month. And we have different bills like we had to pay. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner, groceries, household, transportation, entertainment, and miscellaneous. And let's say we needed to change this. We actually ended up spending $15 because we got a little gas card or something. And then that changes the monthly total there at the bottom. So now we will go to month 2. Here in month 2, we have our monthly income again. We stay right on track. We got exactly as much as we estimated, so that's always a good thing. And our expenses were a little bit more than we estimated. We spent $30 more than we actually wanted to, so we were a little bit over budget. And that shows here in our table chart that we spent exactly what we thought during our car payment, but we spent a little bit more on transportation, a little bit more on our electric bill, and a little bit more enjoying ourselves eating out at lunch and dinner. So our summary for the month, we were actually above budget about $30. Which if we saved all of our money from the month before, it would be about $5. So it really goes to show how important it is to keep track of every dollar that you use, even when it carries over from month to month. And here is our spending log again, broken down into the weeks. We can change this breakfast. Let's say we went to IHOP instead of McDonald's or something like that. We will change that to 15. And that will bump up our monthly total to 20, which will add about $40 instead of $30 that we were over budget. Here is our month 3. In month 3, we actually made $15 more than we thought, which is always wonderful. Maybe a little bonus or extra hours overtime in there. Our expenses by type broken down, we can see that we spent a lot less than we thought we would, so lots of savings in here. And we can also see this in the charts. The estimated costs are the same or higher than our actual costs all throughout, so that's wonderful. We love to see that. And you can see here in the summary for the month that we actually saved $50 throughout the month, which is great because we were a little bit over budget the month before. And here's our spending log again that was broken down into week by week and each day throughout. So we can see that in our monthly totals here at the bottom that we saved quite a bit of money throughout this month 3. So now we will go to month 4. Month 4, here we can see that we made a little bit less than we anticipated. We made about $15 less. Maybe we had a sick day or something like that. And our expenses by type, we actually spent $20 less. So that saved us in the long run. It is with budgets like this that you can actually tell, you know, oh, I made a little bit less during the month, so let's spend a little bit less throughout the month. So we can see here in this chart that all of our actual expenses stay pretty level or below our estimated, except for in the groceries area, it looks like, and the entertainment. Splurged a little there. And then our summary for the month, we had $5 left over. $5 may not seem like a lot, but it is always a lot for a college student. So we could carry that over into the next month as well, as this goes on throughout the year. Here is the spending log for month 4, and we have all of the weeks broken down into days again. And we can see that we had different bills due at different points in the month, but this is, again, a great way to keep track of when's the best time to schedule your bills if you have the opportunity to do that. And that way you can spend on other things as you need to. So this is the end of our presentation, but I'm going to show the links up here at the top. We have our summary link, so if we click this, it takes us back to the front page, and that is on each month. As you can see, let me scroll here. We have a summary link here that takes us to the front, and here, and here. And then, of course, in our summary, as I said at the beginning, our table of contents have all 4 months, and if you click on any of the months, it takes you to that page in our presentation. So it's easy to flow through, easy to get where you need to get if you are looking at all of these things. Also, we really enjoyed having the tables and the pie chart because it's a lot easier of a visual, I think, to see what you're spending a little more, a little less on each month, so you can keep track and be aware of yourself. And that is it.